A second wave of 8 federal prosecutors in Minnesota have just resigned. A total of 14 experienced DOJ lawyers have now recently quit, not for better pay or retirement, but because they couldn't stomach being pressured to investigate a supposed civil rights violation involving Renee Good's widow, while the DOJ was still refusing to investigate the federal agent who shot Good. There are deep problems in the Department of Justice. Under Trump loyalists Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche, the Bondi DOJ shifted toward political targets and symbolic cases rather than tackling systemic issues. While low-level drug couriers, often migrants, were arrested and paraded as wins in the so-called war on drugs, figures like Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht and former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez were pardoned, showing that accountability was negotiable for those drug traffickers who could offer the president votes or excessive flattery. For career prosecutors, this raises an impossible question. When the DOJ enforces laws selectively, what are they supposed to do? Resignation is not surrender. It's rebellion against a system that's lost its moral compass. But Minnesota isn't alone. This is part of a larger pattern happening across the country. Seasoned DOJ attorneys are resigning, retiring early, or being forced out, taking decades of experience with them. The result? Weakened prosecutions, delayed trials, and a growing normalcy of corruption and civil rights violations. But this isn't just about a more corrupt society where billionaires get to keep stealing with impunity as they've done for decades. When the DOJ loses credibility, ordinary people suffer. State violence, like the shooting of Renee Good, becomes more common and tragically more normalized. These 14 resignations are not symbolic. They're a warning about the future of the DOJ and the rule of law itself. If we don't act, we risk the further erosion of justice across this nation. So what can be done? After Watergate, Attorney General Griffin Bell argued that the DOJ must function as a neutral zone, independent of presidential influence. He outlined concrete safeguards to restore public faith in federal law enforcement. For decades, those norms held, but they were never codified into law. And now they've been cast aside. If the Justice Department is to regain its credibility, neutrality cannot depend on the character of any one president. It must be protected by statute. Congress must act, and we, the people, must demand they do. Failure to do so doesn't just weaken the DOJ, it guarantees 2 terrifying outcomes: the continued erosion of the constitutional promise that the law applies equally to all, and the steady increase in the number of victims of violence at the hands of federal agents who've been assured by the current DOJ that they answer to no one. For details on what we can do to codify DOJ neutrality, head to my Substack, link in bio. Like, subscribe, and follow.